Six Nations, team of the tournament, rather late than never. Let's get into it. We'll go through 1 to 23. The 1 to 15 is obviously the starters. The 16 to 23, the bench, will be players that actually did come off the bench predominantly. And we'll break through some of the stats. We'll also break through some of the moments of the Six Nations, which I think was awesome. And like I said, the next video I'll be doing is a wrap-up of the European Championship with Georgia winning another tournament. And I mean, there's calls coming out more and more than ever for a Seven Nations to be made. But we will see where they go from here with World Rugby and, you know, them wanting to expand that world tournament. Now, if you do enjoy this sort of content, you know, YouTube has put a little bit of ban on my channel with copyright issues, they say. So if you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button right below the video. Like the video if you do like it. It doesn't cost you anything. It just takes you a click. But let's get into this one. And also, as always, leave your comments below. Do you agree, disagree? Who would you put in this team? Or who do you think deserves a spot? Let's get into it. We'll start the front row. And I'll get my ugly head out the way first. In the front row. So we got Jean-Baptiste Gros starting in the front row for me. He's just solid. His scrummaging was great. His work rate is good. He just does his job, gets in, does his job, makes his tackles. As you can see, 28 runs for 45 meters, 4 defenders beaten, 35 tackles with a 92% tackle rate, which is great. 1 turnover, 1, and also only 1 penalty conceded, and he started every single game. So great tournament by him and the French. Then you got Dan Sheehan for the Irish, 36 runs, 80 meters, 6 defenders beaten. I mean, 5 tries. He scored a hat-trick in the last game. You know, he's a weapon on attack for sure. 39 tackles, 89% completion in tackles, and only 1 penalty conceded as well. And then you got Finlay Bealham, who I think is like the Irish version of a Jean-Baptiste Gros. Gets in, does his work, never, you know, yaps up, never chats, nothing. He just puts his head down, gets to work, and that's what I like about him. 16 runs for 13 meters, gets in for the hard yards, 40 tackles, and at a 95% rate, which I think could be the highest in the whole Six Nations this year. 2 turnovers, 1 as well. And the main thing here for me is 0 penalties conceded by him in this whole tournament. That's nearly unheard of this day and age, especially with the refs who are so happy to just blow penalties in the front row. That's a massive achievement. So bravo, Finlay Bealham. Now we move on to the second row. We have to go with Mario Itoje here. Just consistent the whole way through the tournament. 26 runs for 50 meters, 125 lineouts. He also scored a try. 53 tackles with 84% tackle efficiency. 3 turnovers, but the main problem with him is conceding penalties. He conceded 8 penalties in this tournament. Then you got Tadhg Beirne for the Irish, 22 runs, 35 meters, 25 lineouts, 1 as well. Also stole a lineout and scored a try. 59 tackles with 86% completion, 2 turnovers, and conceded 7 penalties. So high penalties conceded for these two, but obviously getting a couple turnovers and a high tackle percentage. I think both of them had a brilliant tournament. They were probably the 2 lineout standouts, in my opinion. Safe as houses, these two. Then you go into the back row. We've got Francois Crowe. He's another one of those people, right? He doesn't do all the flashy stuff. He's not going to make the headlines, but he'll make his tackles. He will come in and do his work. He hit the most rucks in the whole tournament. So he's the most clean out person in the whole tournament. He does the dirty work. That's what he's there for. And he done it brilliantly. And I think he solidified that 6th position for the French. 15 runs, 22 meters, 1 defender beaten. So he's not going to give you a lot in attack. 70 tackles though, 86%. 3 turnovers, 1, and only 2 conceded penalties. He did also get a yellow card as well, which was unlucky. It was just, you know, the amount of penalties that were lined up, and he was unfortunately that one guy. So out of the 2 penalties he conceded, unfortunately 1 cost him the yellow card. But yeah, typical guy you want in your team. Just comes in, does the hard work. Then in at number 7, I got Jack Morgan for the Welsh. 50 runs for 143 meters. 2 line breaks, 9 defenders beaten, scored a try as well, 88 tackles, which is close to the top of the tournament, 87% completion, 2 turnovers, and only conceded 3 penalties for the amount of work that he did is insane. He's that one shining light for the Welsh for sure in this tournament. Then you got Ben Earl in at number 8. You know, Caelan Doris isn't far behind, but Ben Earl really, really stood out in this tournament. His work rate is insane, and just his running ability with the ball. He's just a little nuggety, you know, strong, hard to bring down. As you can see, 63 meters for 280 meters, which is crazy. 3 line breaks, 12 defenders beaten, scored a try as well, 48 tackles with 80% completion. Also won 5 turnovers. I mean, he played open side a couple games and also conceded 4 penalties. So absolute workhorse. He didn't have a bad game. Maybe the first game against the Irish was his worst game, but from then on, he's just been absolutely brilliant. Back to that form he had in the 2023 Rugby World Cup, where he really made a name for himself. And we move on to the halves. So in at number 9, this is the controversial one. Everyone will go, oh, what about Dupont? What about Dupont? Yeah, fair call. If you want to put Dupont in, for sure. I think with his injury, you know, missing nearly 2 games because he got injured early on in that game, and maybe the way that Luku played, Maxime Luku, who came on for him, and them just thrashing. And at that time, I believe they were possibly behind against the Irish or something as well, just ahead. And the way Maxime Luku came in and done the job, you know, I think Jamison Gibson-Park is harder to replace than what maybe Dupont was in this tournament. Big call there, but I think Jamison Gibson-Park deserves it. He got 2 player of the matches, where Dupont didn't get 2 players in matches for his team either. But Dupont has maybe a little bit better stats, but I think Gibson-Park, in overall, his kicking game was better, and just the reading the game. Some games he was a bit off, but I think in general, played more time. I think he deserves it. 14 runs for 63 meters. 2 try assists, scored a try, 34 tackles, 68% completion, 2 turnovers, 1, and also didn't concede 1 penalty, which is brilliant. In at number 10, Finn Smith. I mean, Romain Ntamak might have been the one if he played more games, if he didn't get suspended, didn't get a red card. But obviously that is what happened in that first game, right? Against the Italians. Against the Welsh. Then you got Finn Smith, 23 runs for 79 meters, 7 defenders beaten, 4 try assists, 29 points. His kicking was on point, 45 tackles with a 78% completion, which is pretty high for a number 10, and didn't concede 1 penalty either. So I think, you know, he was also gave that try assist to Elliot Daly to win the game against the French. So since he moved into that 10 spot in the second game, they just went to another level. Now we go into the centers. And you know how much of a fan I am of Tommaso Menoncello. Definitely deserves it. The dude is up there again for player of the tournament for me. Obviously, maybe with player Kinghorn as well. But Menoncello, 32 runs, 213 meters, 3 line. That's, you know, 7 meters a run, which is pretty good. 3 line breaks, 20 broken tackles, 2 tries, few try assists as well, 59 tackles, 83% completion. He won 6 turnovers and he conceded 3 penalties. He's like a flanker in the body of a, you know, of a 12. It's just insane what he can do. Then you go into the centers. You got Hugh Jones for Scotland, 52 runs for 203 meters, 4 line breaks, 8 defenders beaten, 23 tackles. He also scored 4 tries, I believe, as well. He got a hat trick in that first match. 23 tackles with a 72% completion, so a little bit lower than Tommaso, but still pretty good. 2 tackles won and 3 penalties conceded for Hugh, because there's not really any other centre that really stood out that much in this tournament. I think he was the most consistent and he did the most damage, in my opinion. I mean, you could maybe go Brex here, but I mean, it's pretty hard when, you know, they didn't perform very well. They allowed over 70 points, so you can't have both centres in there, unfortunately. Now we go on to the back 3. Louis Bielle-Biarrey, who, yet again, him, Blair Kinghorn, Tommaso, players of the tournament for me. 41 runs, 311 meters, 8 line breaks, 13 defenders beaten, 4 try assists, 8 tries, just insane. So 12 try involvements, 25 tackles with still a 78% completion in the tackle rate. 3 turnovers, 1, and only 2 penalties conceded. Absolutely brilliant tournament by him. Just proved, I guess, me right. I put him in the team for the Northern Hemisphere, the best winger in the Northern Hemisphere on the left. I think I maybe put him on the right, but that just solidifies why he deserves to be in that talk, right? For one of the best wingers in the world now. Everyone kind of went, oh, Damien Penaud is much better. Look what Louis Bielle-Biarrey did this tournament, guys. Come on, French supporters. Do you agree now? On the right wing, Tommy Freeman for England, 38 runs, 221 meters, 8 line breaks, 15 defenders beaten, 5 tries, 29 tackles with a 63% completion, 2 turnovers, 1, and 1 penalty conceded. It's a bit lower in the tackle completion, but just a menace on the offense. Great tournament by him. Every time you see someone make a line break, it's usually him, right? 5 tries. Brilliant by him. Great tournament by Tommy. A big future ahead for him, I think, if he keeps going the way he's going. In at fullback, there's only one choice. Blair Kinghorn, 86 runs. I mean, that's crazy. More than double Louis Bielle-Biarrey. 575 meters. 9 line breaks, 25, broken tackles, 2 tries, 7 tackles, 44% completion, and 3 penalties conceded. So on the defensive side, he's got a bit to work on, but on attack, man, you cannot ask for much more. Every time you kick the ball down to him, you got to expect that you're going to probably not make a lot of meters unless you're going to put it out. It's dangerous to kick to Blair. The dude is insane. He that's like, I don't know if you remember the game Rugby 2008, but that's the sort of statistics you expect from that game. The amount of meters he makes is just crazy. Then you go on to the bench. So I got Jamie George, since he came back in that second game, against the French, back on the bench. He just closed the game out. His lineouts were solid. His defense was good. You can see there, 25 tackles, 86% completion, 0 penalties conceded. He came back, brought that experience, and where England used to be on the opposite side of results, he came back and he brought it back and actually got them on the winning side of the situation for once again. Then you got Cyril Bay for the French, solid as ever. His scrummaging, absolutely amazing. His running with the ball, he just does the work he needs to do. And I think, is this going to be his spot now on the bench? He's still going to be one of the best props in the world. I mean, a lot of people were tooting his horn that he's, maybe the second best prop in the world, aka a few people on the internet and a lot of commenters, where I kept saying he's like a 4 or 5. And now that he's being supplanted by Crow, it's pretty hard to see. But I mean, if they put him back in a starting position, no one would bat an eye. He's still that good. Is he top 3? I don't think so anymore. He's getting a bit older. Injury woes has kind of slowed his career down, unfortunately. But maybe when he gets back to full fitness. But unfortunately, we won't see him in those mid-year tests either, because obviously they never send their top team, right? Thomas Clarkson, for me, there wasn't really any other choice, to be honest. I thought the first 2 games, him coming off the bench, he was brilliant until he started in that game where Finlay Bealham was injured and he kind of went to water, to be honest. He didn't do much. He was getting dominated in the front row, to be honest. So coming off the bench, brilliant. Starting, not so much. So maybe that's his position, right? Coming off the bench, bringing his big body, bringing that fresh energy, maybe not starting. We all hoped for more, I think. I think a lot of us were hoping he would get opportunity earlier, and he did. And he didn't take it, unfortunately. Then you got Emmanuel Miafu, who for me was brilliant. 25 runs, 35 meters, 27 tackles with a 90% completion. Every time they needed a big run, you look at the tries, for example, a couple of them, he was that ball runner, right? So where you call it kind of in your pods, right? So obviously Miafu gets the ball. Here's the A receiver. He's got his B receiver. And then he's got the back door right behind him, the back, the number 10 usually. So he would take it up, draw a couple of people in, and then just do the right behind the back right here. And they scored a couple brilliant tries off that. And I think that's what he's really good at, because when he runs it, you need at least 2 people. He's a big boy. So when he pops out the back, that always creates that extra man every single time. And I think he is key, very, very key for that French team. And it showed in this tournament, especially coming off the bench at the end. He brought that fresh legs. He was running over people, getting the gain lines. And then the next one, he goes out the back and they run around you. So brilliant, brilliant play. And I think that's where that Kiwi, the Kiwi connection comes in for him, right? Ben Curry, he was brilliant off the bench for me. I mean, he won 6 turnovers, 48 tackles. He was brilliant for me as well, coming off the bench. He really stole a lot of balls with those kind of slower, tired forwards in that second half. He would just be like a ball hawk. Then we got Jack Conan, who I think was brilliant. I mean, he could be the bench player of the tournament, to be honest. Every time he came off the bench, he nearly made a line break. Look at that, 39 runs, 239 meters, scored 3 tries. Brilliant. Brilliant tournament by Jack Conan. I can't say it enough. Maxime Lucu, when he came on for Dupont, he only played a couple games, but when he came on for Dupont, you know, he took it. He was brilliant. His defense was brilliant. His kicking was good. You literally cannot fault his performance. I mean, in 2 games, 22 tackles, 85% completion for a number 9 is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant tournament by him. Hopefully, you know, maybe he's solidified that backup role now, or Le Garec. It's tough. They got 3 really, really good 9s. Then you got Elliot Daly. You got to put him in there, right? I mean, scoring the game winner against the French, working his way back into the team, 22 runs, 126 meters, 93% completion rate with his tackles. You got to put him in. Just purely, even if he had no other statistics, just scored that game winner against the French, you would have to put Elliot Daly in. Brilliant try, brilliant hole, and Finn Smith hopping the ball to him right at the right time. So, look, I'm not an English fan at all. You know, I'm pretty much like the rest of the world where we go anyone but the English, but you got to appreciate when someone's played good. You got to appreciate when they had a good tournament. Bravo to him, but that try, obviously, it broke my heart, but because it lost me a bit of money. But apart from that, brilliant, brilliant tournament by Elliot Daly, I think. Worked his way back into the team. He's another Jamie George, right? People think, oh, they're only out. They're not going to get another shot at the English team. And here they go. Bang. Work their way back in. And maybe that's what some players need sometimes, is just to drop them for a game or 2 and they go, wow, you know, I don't want to be on the outside of the squad. I want to be in there, and they work harder and work harder. Because sometimes people get complacent, I guess. It happens even in local footy with us, where you get a bit complacent. You just think you're going to get the position, and then someone comes through and takes your spot, and you go, oh, hold on. I don't want to be on the bench. So then that's suddenly when you see some players just really working hard to get back into that starting position. But I'll end it on that. I mean, let me know, who do you think deserves a spot? If I've missed anyone, do you think Dupont deserves to actually be in the starting team? Let me know below. Like the video as well if you did like it. Hit that subscribe button. I mean, if you want to see future videos, support the channel, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.